Okay, we are live on YouTube. So I'm sharing the link now. Okay, so we are live on YouTube now, and it's time. So it's fascinating for today.
Facilitation.
Okay, you are the one. So you're already a host.
I'm asking the call, please.
The future is for the youths. How ready are we to exert power hidden in the useful rooted results? It starts by being consistent in our actions. Dekemp at 6. Who will be our speakers? Can you guess? Insight, strategy, empowerment will be explored at Dekemp's 6th anniversary celebration. You do not want to miss this out. Decamp at 6. 6 years of celebrating awesomeness.
Good evening.
The
Good
future.
evening. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, and welcome to everyone. Welcome. I welcome every Kempite to the Camp at 6 anniversary program. And today is day 3. It's been an awesome experience. It's been an awesome experience learning how the SDGs have impact on our day-to-day lives, and how we can also be contributors to the SDGs in our own way as well. We've had two wonderful packed sessions over the last 2 days, and today is day 3. And I'm so excited to be here today, and uh, many of I'm sure that many of us are also excited to be here today. So I want to say welcome to everybody. If there's anyone that is not here yet, and you know them, you have their contacts, message them, let them know that they're already late for the camp at 6 program for today. So can we have the camp anthem, please? Let's move on.
Dekemp is a great family of trust, love, and excellence. of oneness, togetherness, in all that we do. We aim to achieve great success through process when I learn to make our works much more better. Yes, process over results. Empires, resourceful people who support each other, knowing that till we all win, we are work in progress. Yes, we will achieve great success. Thanks for me, Kelechi, who founded this noble group. Lord, please make us all winners.
Yes, so we all win. We are a work in progress. The anthem is just a reminder of what we do at the camp and who we are. So we're moving on to the games. We're moving on to the games. Last I joined yesterday's one and it was actually so interesting. So we have some questions. Some have been asked yesterday, but we still want to jog our memories. So the question for today, our first question is what are the full names of the last two speakers? So let's start with the speaker for day one. I want to see a reply in the comment section, please. Who was the speaker for day one? I hope that the first answer will be the correct answer, because yesterday a lot of us said different things until some people exactly exactly, because I remember yesterday a lot of us said different things until we actually corrected that it was Jonathan K. Smiley, PhD. PhD is in front of his name. So what's the name for the second day speaker or speaker for day two? We are 50 on the call. I expect our responses to be flying right now. The speaker for day two. No, that's not correct. We're waiting for the correct answer. Yes, Jennifer got the correct answer. Jennifer got the correct answer. It says engineer Felicia Agubata FNSE. So she's a registered engineer. That's the way they put it. But she's a registered engineer. Engineer doctor. You people are cracking me up. Engineer doctor. Okay. It's Felicia. Okay. That's great. That's great. So moving on to our other questions. What is SDG 8? Fastest fingers, SDG 8, 10, and 11. The first person to write it is not climate action. It's not climate action. SDG 8, 10, and 11. The first person to write the three of them correctly. Mm-hmm. Okay. Who is getting our money? Emmanuel. Emmanuel is getting our money. Will he be the first person to write the three of them completely? Who else? Who else is competing? I think I can see that FM's own came first. Okay. Why you scattering it? Nah, why you scattering it? Post it as one so that we can know who's the winner. So that we can know. Post it as one. Don't be scattering it. Post it as one. Please post it with the eight. I want it like 8 this, 10 this, 11 this. Emmanuel said he won. You did not put it together, but either which way you win because you're the first person to send 3 of them at once. You're the first to send 3 of them at once. Oh, these games are proving so interesting. They are proving so interesting. I don't know if our speaker is on the call yet. Until then, let me ask another question. Emmanuel has won our money for today now. What's the next question that we're going to ask? Let me see our charts. Okay. So actually this question was asked before, but what was the theme for the Dekemp at 5? Oh, I don't have that answer now, but I will get back to you, Emmanuel. I don't have the answer right now, but I'll get back to you. And I know there's a gift. I don't know. I don't know if it is monetary and how much it is. And how much it is. Yes. So let me ask another question based on what okay, so what was the topic for day one? Who remembers? Oh, our money is going. No, I'm not promising the next person money. Oh. So our gift is going. Our gift is going. Going, going, going. What was the topic for day one? Okay, he's about to join. Y'all forgive me. I'm trying to confirm a speaker's presence. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's it. Yes, foundations of fair growth. But that's half answer. Oh. That's half answer. That's half answer. Foundations of fair growth, you're correct, but your answer is half. Embedding equality into but are we just only 5 on this group? I should be seeing answers like flying about. Oh, Emmanuel, you didn't get it correctly. You didn't get it correctly. You are like three quarter right. Emmanuel, exactly. He wants to win. He wants to be the one to win all our gifts. He wants to be the one to win all our gifts, I beg. Okay. Okay. Next question. Emmanuel, please. Thank you. Embedding equity into opportunities. Cecilia, you are wonderful. Cecilia. I don't know if my Emmanuel is updated. I've not seen it. Cecilia, wonderful. I can see that, and it's it's breathtaking. It's a different breath of fresh air. So, what did we learn yesterday? What nuggets did we take away from yesterday? I want to see. What nuggets do we take away from yesterday? What lessons we learned yesterday? I want to see our response. There's no gifts for this one, no. Just enlighten us, please. What did you learn yesterday? Oh, I can see so many beautiful response. Yes. I can see so many beautiful response. So many beautiful response. So many beautiful response. Thank you. Sorry. Um, Unfortunately, I didn't stay to the end yesterday, so I don't know what to say. But I can see so many beautiful response, and it warms my heart. Yes. And then one beautiful thing about our meetings, and then the beautiful thing about this, okay, the speaker is here. Okay. One beautiful thing about these meetings is the fact that whatever we take away can actually impact us. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. So our speaker is here right now. So let's move to the next agenda. So let's have the our speaker background recitation, please. Our speaker's bio recitation.
The speaker of tonight is a member of the Nigerian Environmental Society (NES), an African research counselor at the London Business School's Wheeler Institute, and worked with Nigeria's National Information and Technology Development Agency (NITDA) on the 3 Million Technical Talent Program, the biggest talent acquisition program in the world. He co-founded Dahel Technologies, an edtech firm providing affordable, data-driven solutions to over 17,000 students across 5 countries. As the founder director at Echo Now, he promotes climate advocacy and media technology solutions to address sub-Saharan Africa's energy challenges. A U.S. exchange alumni, David has worked with international organizations in Nigeria, the U.S., Denmark, and Zimbabwe. He has led projects funded by the Danish Embassy, Salesforce, Imperial College London, Portsmouth Business School, the U.S. Department of State, the Cross River State Government, and the Member State Government Nigeria. His expertise extends to climate advocacy, social protection, software and technology-driven development. David studied civic leadership at Michigan State University and holds certificates in social protection, Institute of Development Studies, Ireland, and Civic Engagement, Georgia State University, United States of America. A senior data analyst with a bachelor's in philosophy, a diploma distinction in information technology, a mini MBA, and pursuing an MSc in software engineering and information technology. He understands the importance of systems thinking in solving problems. A prolific writer who has established and published widely, and his book, Tech Clarity and Opportunities, focuses on bridging Africa's digital divide. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the speaker of tonight, David Francis F. Young.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, David. You have the floor now. Please take over. Thank you.
I hope everybody can hear me. Can everybody hear me, please?
Your sound is quite low. Your sound is quite low.
Hear me now?
Can you speak again? Yes, yes, it's louder now. We can hear you louder now.
Okay. Maybe I'll just take off the. Hi, everyone, and I'm just gonna go straight to. Let's start talking. Do I need to share my screen? I would love to share my screen.
Okay, that won't be a problem.
Please let me know if you can see my screen. I'm not supposed to. Yeah.
We can see your screen.
Okay.
Please, what's your name? I didn't check the comment section. So that I would love us to have a conversation in terms of like in case I get thrown off, I could call your name to ask if you can see hear me.
Okay, my name is Lola, and I'm the moderator for today.
Okay, pleasure, Lola. And thank you everyone for actually sitting down here and listen to me. How many minutes do I have, Lola?
You have about 40 minutes.
Okay, awesome. So I want to thank the Dekemp family, Doctor. I want to thank you for the opportunity. I would have time for thanks and gratitude much later, but this is a great honor to be here. And if you look at a picture that's staring at everyone, just imagine that that's you. There is very big tree behind you, and you are part of those roots. The very first question I'm going to ask everyone right now is, if you were a tree, do you think you would have the best of fruits? That's the first question I want to ask you right now before we go into my own topic. I'm looking at the theme of the event already. If you were a tree, think of mahogany and the longest trees you can think of, perennial trees, annual trees, biannual trees, the ones in your communities. Look at even flowers, maybe. If you were a tree, what kind of fruits would you give? Would you be even alive to give birth to fruits? Do you think when people pluck the fruits that are coming out from your tree, that they would want to come back? That's something I want us to think about. And so this man right there smiling is actually looking at us to answer that question. And while I'm talking, I would love that you go ahead and drop comments, because when I'm done sharing the screen, I want to read those comments, get to know who are those people that drop those comments and all that. Lola, can you still hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right. So this is the topic I was given. Okay, craft skills that work, sustainable action for economic growth. And I appreciate the mentorship platform, because every single one of you right here have been planted into different soils, loamy soil, clay soil, and every single one of you must germinate. You know, if you look at rice, I don't think rice grows in any kind of soil. I hope some of you here pass your agric science in WAEC, or or you wrote it by yourself and you passed. You would discover that different kinds of soil give birth to different kinds of fruits or different kinds of crops and trees. And so what Dekemp is doing, what this mentorship platform is doing, I believe, is to be able to plant every single one of you based on the action you are taking right into the correct and appropriate soil that's meant for you. The thing about getting rooted for results is that, see, if you take rice and plant it in a certain kind of soil that is not meant for it, no matter how you water that rice, no matter how you water it, it's not going to grow. And I'm saying with this with all amount of passion. There are some people in this life that are so privileged. I've seen them in my corner, so privileged. When it comes to money, there's no problem, they have it. When it comes to great parents, no problem, they have it. They went to the best schools. But guess what? You can't see them growing in a way that you should expect them to grow, given all that they have. How many of you have had that experience before? Like, you look at this person, waiting they happen. Like, guy, your papa get money, your mama get money, you went to the best school. Why is your head? Why is something wrong with you? Why are you not growing? All right. Now, it's not even about what their parents have. It's also about the person. No matter how well you groom some people. Now, the problem here, I tell you, from experience and from communicating with some friends, the problem is that They have been watered and kept in the wrong soil. Full stop. Take them out of that environment and put them in certain places. Some of them even do better in prison. I'm telling you. If you take some of these crazy guys who had the best of privilege and put them in prison, you see them, they start reading books, they start praising God, they start going, they start becoming kind. Put them in the worst environment, you see them blossom. There are some trees that have thorns, right? They have those thorns. And yet, if you look around, like the cactus grows in a desert, there are no thorns in the desert. You don't move around the desert, getting yourself hot because you're walking on thorns. No, but the cactus, with all the thorns, so thorny a thing, is being planted and blossoms in a thornless environment. So think about it. Now, there is this picture I want to show you. Look at it carefully, guys. Look at it carefully. Lola, am I see here?
Yes, we can see you on screen.
Oh, I want to ask you guys, maybe one or two persons can unmute. Tell me, what do you see? What do you see on the screen? And what did you observe? Anybody? Udeme, yeah, I see your hand is raised. What did you observe?
A lot of certification on the wall.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Who else?
More like a fashion house.
Okay. Awesome. There's something I'm looking for. And I want and this is the training I want us to have right here. Okay, Alfred. What did you notice?
For me, I've been putting everything together. I think I see someone who is doing well in her craft,
Oh,
and she has, I see the beautiful clothes, I see the awards, and I'm like, okay, she's a tailor and she's very good at it, that she has won a lot from doing it from where she is.
awesome, awesome, Alfred. Okay, Latifa.
Okay, what's on the wall? I think it's more of, should I say award, if it's like that, or it could be award, it could be certificates, and everything looks good unless her expression, she look like maybe she doesn't belong there. Like it's like she's looking away as if she's looking into another thing entirely. But her present life is actually the tailor. But as if she have something else she want to achieve or she want to be. That's thoughts.
Awesome. Let me take one last person. Anyone that can unmute and talk first, you are the person to
I
go.
see a woman lost in thoughts. I
Okay.
see a woman who has achieved a lot, yet she still feels like she's not satisfied because this person's face is not doesn't look like a woman that is happy or radiant. That she's looking out the window. She's
Mm-hmm.
lost in thoughts. She's
Okay.
not happy.
Awesome. Now, I think I love the responses of the last two persons that spoke. David, you still want to say something about the picture? Is it different from what others have said?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear you.
I'm not seeing a clear indication or indicator of perhaps someone who is doing well. However, I see someone who has worked. I can see clothes, so she has sewn clothes and she has a shop well arranged. I see empty seats, and I see someone who is still doing a thing, regardless of the state. One would expect that with the number of clothes and chairs, the place will be full of shops, and based on the certificate, the place will be full of people rather. But she has her exploits, she has a portfolio full of clothes here all around and empty seats. And I see her looking out the window, still expecting, expecting our work, our efforts to be probably gratified. Thank you.
Wow, 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 wow. There is no emoji like wow, 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 wow. But whatever, let's give a round of applause for the last person that spoke because he actually represents what I want to share right now. Every single one of you have this kind of, you've been placed in this kind of scenarios before. Too many certificates, too many acknowledgements, no customers, no money. If you are in these shoes, just in your mind, say, oh yes, I'm talking to you. You've learned all the skills that there is to learn, but no money, right? There have been cases like that. You are first class graduate, you are upper second class graduate, or lower second class graduate. You used to represent your school in debate competitions. You won a couple of prizes. You traveled outside the country for conferences or fellowships like myself. You've done incredibly well. People acknowledge you, you're popular, but you don't have money. In other words, there is something, there is a longing, there is something about you that you still want. You are no longer interested. So there was a time we wanted to implement one project with Echo now, one of our sister firm. And as the director, we had this meeting with the Commissioner of Education. Was it coming? No, not the Commissioner of Education, Commissioner of Power and Energy in one of the states in Nigeria. So we had an appointment, he welcomed us, we had a conversation with the entire team, and there's something he said. He said he loves that we want to collaborate with his ministry, that he loves that we are not coming to give him awards, that we should look behind him. There are so many awards that young people come here and they give him awards and he's not even doing anything. Why? I mean, that he's tired of the awards. I just looked at him and I laughed. And I said, look, until we become a society that is able to translate the skills we have into either revenue, traction, growth, some visible growth. Why do you have all the certificates right there on your wall with beautiful clothes, but no single customer with empty seats? Nobody can. I was having a conversation with a friend who is presently in the US. This guy graduated top of his class, first class actually, went did his master's. And at a point, I stopped employing him because he worked with me. He was helping me with some research papers and stuff like that. He was basically like a graduate assistant in the informal sense to me. And I said, look, you've graduated from school. I can no longer pay you because I don't want you to depend on these peanuts I'm giving you, right? And I think I was paying him either 30,000 naira every week or thereabout. When the moment he graduated from his master's program, I told him that, look, I'm not going to keep paying you this peanuts because I don't want you to depend on this. You are the best guy out there. You are like the best person I've ever met. What I want you to do right now is to sit down and look for a soil that can hold your grace, hold your ability, hold opportunities for you to go and explore. At a point, he felt, okay, this maybe I'm tired with him, blah, blah, blah. But sooner or later, he saw a reason why he needed to sit up. He started applying for opportunities. And then he got a graduate assistant opportunity in the US. For so many of us, we need that push. We need to be able to say, look, I have gotten this skill. It is time for me to learn the skill that will make my skill meaningful. If not, it's totally useless. So that is what we do. And that's the problem. You can have a beautiful skill. It's a story of Choma, very talented. You have the great design, but you have little income, mostly because there is a lack of structure and consistency. And the other point, which is very important here, is that there are many youths here, right here, who learn. Today you want to learn software development, the next day data analysis, the next day product management, the next day UI UX design, the next day you are volunteering with non-profit. No consistency in one, no point of leverage. Are we following? So please, are we still here?
Yes, we are. We are here.
I want to ask you this question. The skill you have right now, can you list, and this is an assignment, this is something you can do after this call, but if you can do it in the comment section, great. Can you list? Now, there are 3 levels I want you to list. The first level is look around you, the richest person in your community, the richest, the most powerful, the wealthiest. Can you mention at least 3 of them that can reach out to you if they need someone with your skill set? That's, in other words, can your skill actually provide solutions to at least the 1% of the society? Is it possible? Number 2 is look around your friends. How many of your friends actually know you with this one skill? And then number 3, look around you. If you were put in a wilderness with just your skill, can you survive? In other words, if you were put in a dry land, if you had to travel to a new environment, a new country, and you have only your skill to survive by, can you make it into the next month? Those are 3 powerful things you need. And if you're able to answer these questions, it is not by luck. It is simply because you've been able to build a system. You've been able to build a system for your skills. Now let's look at this other picture. Can someone tell me, maybe 2 persons, tell me, what have you observed? On this picture, what have you observed? 2 persons, what have you observed? Okay, Mubarak, go ahead.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Can you hear me, please? Good evening.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I see people that leverage technology to grow their skill sets or to grow their business rather by using technology as a means to the world.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Mubarak. Who else?
All right. Good evening once again. So for the 4 different persons, see that they are able to communicate and represent what they are doing through the use of digital supplies and digital means. They are able to get what they are doing known and, of course, probably be rewarded much more for it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Okay. David, your hand is still up. You want to still go for it, or that's you that you just spoke? For the past 50 days now, I've been posting videos on my TikTok and Instagram. That is something I wanted to do since last year, but something happened that changed the way I look at social media. I've always known this, but because if you looked at my bio, you'd see I'm doing a bunch of other things. So sitting down to craft right now, this is my 6th meeting for the day. And it's not even midnight yet. This is my 6th meeting for the day. And so after this, I'm going to run up with my meeting with my staff, and we prepare ahead of tomorrow and things like that. So I don't have time. So it took me a lot to put for those every day, just talk about my life experiences, relationships, and stuff like that. And I said something happened that made me want to push myself out there. It's because a certain Nigerian creator, very popular on TikTok, was laughing at people who went to school. This whole thing of school is scam, that, oh, how many persons are very wealthy, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I don't want to mention his name, but you guys know that boy that, if you know the story, the guy that was trying to employ masters or master's graduates. Just give me a thumbs up if you're familiar with that story. I think when I heard that, I was like, okay, this is cool. But I don't blame him because the majority of us who are actually busy doing incredible things, we have not been able to tell the world, come on social media and do what we need to do. I mean, if you look at this picture right now, that person that is making those beautiful shoes should be able to tell people, look, I am doing beautiful shoes, all right? Tell people the world is a global village. And that is the shift that we need for our skills to actually work, our ability to market. The good thing about me, and I thank God for it every day, is that though I'm in the technology space and the climate advocacy space, or climate tech basically, I was able to be introduced into marketing long before I started making money from all the things I'm doing right now. And so when I'm with my developers, some of them will be like, oh, sir, we need a perfect, this thing is not perfect before we push it to production. We need this feature to be perfect. I'm like, no, 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 no. You're wasting time on pushing this to production. I need this to be out as soon as possible so that I can start marketing it. I want to start making money from this product as soon as possible. And so if there are mistakes, we're going to learn them along the way. We're going to fix those mistakes along the way. And so please, I want to beg you, whatever you are doing right now, learn to be able to tell people about it in a structured way. You be using technology, word of mouth, but make sure that one of the things you should do for your business, for your skills, is to generate a structure that will push you out there really. Content creation, think about it. The world attention span of the world is exploding exponentially, and you should leverage on it. If there are people doing horrible things every day, you complain, or this country, this president, this governor, but what are you doing about your own business? What are you doing about your own skills? How well are you telling people, okay, I'm happy to announce that I just started learning graphics design. I've been able to design X or Y, and you pull out your graphics design. And I remember one of the persons working with me right now. I've not known him anywhere. He sent me a message on LinkedIn. Oh, you've seen what I've been doing. He's very good at X or Y. This is what he's been able to do. That he doesn't need any funds, or he doesn't want to get employed in a traditional way. He just want to come and show me what he can do. And then I tried him out with one of our products, and he did well. We got to retain him. Okay. But again, it's because there are a lot of things that he did. I was able to track those things because he shared them on social media, and he had a portfolio for it. So whether you are a tailor, whatever skills you are a shoe mender or a shoemaker, you are whatever thing you are doing, have a documentation for it. And if you have enough time, talk about your process. And so that is the basic thing that I want you to think about. Have to be marketable, be sustainable, scalable, and impactful. If you are able to do these things, you are very much good to go. Very much good to go. I keep telling people that, the technology space that I am, and I didn't start in the technology space per se. I just stumbled into it by working with different international organizations. They were like, they want to do something, and I was, okay, I volunteered. I want to try it out. So my first break into technology was in cybersecurity. And so we started working with these guys in Singapore. I really wanted to be on that project. And so I came up with ideas. This is what I can go and teach the departments how to handle the security architecture of the company. And then I did that for free for 3 good months. And so that positioned me enough for them to recommend me, okay, go ahead, meet the guys in Singapore, blah, blah, blah. And that's how it started. And even in data analysis or data science, I also stumbled into it because I needed with handling tons of data when it comes to donations and fundraising, a lot of data from users and donors. So we needed to really analyze and see which of our products were doing well and which ones were not. So I started learning. So please, I want to beg you, when you learn all this, also learn how to market those things. And lastly, communication. Now, I gave a couple of examples from the screen, as you can see. For example, in sustainability, a shoemaker can decide to stand out to say, you know what, in my shop, I am the only shoemaker that is using recycled materials. That's marketing. A tailor can say, you know what, I'm the only tailor that is selling online. I don't need to come to your house to get your measurement. If you have your measurement, send it to me. Do you get? If you have your measurement, send it to me. Begin to think of creative ways of bridging the gap in marketing. So people don't need to live wherever they are to locate you. Let your job meet them wherever they are, or let the message of whatever you're doing meet them wherever they are. And then you can also come up with different results, innovation. I'm going to give you an example. This one is really, even still thinking about it. My first experience in the US, I went to fix my vehicle. I had this small car, I think Hyundai. They tried to change my tires. And these guys, they don't believe in what the Nigerian vulcanizers, or what they call them, vulcanizers, right? They don't believe in patching your tires. They can just, if your tire is bad, they change it. So I had to change my tire for $100. I recall just coming down from my vehicle. These guys took my vehicle into a pit, and there was this other person that was using a computer to look at running diagnosis on the vehicle. I was like, okay, this is cool. And they brought a couple of machines to actually check to see that it's not just the tire that was the problem, because it became faulty when coming back one night. I had to look for a way and pack it. So they diagnosed the whole thing. And then I'm talking about these vulcanizers, these guys that back in Nigeria, you see them on the roadside. Do you get? Are we still here? So this particular vulcanizer in the US was using computers to actually. So if you open a computer and tell me that my vehicle is bad, and maybe I want to doubt you, then you tell me the price. If I look at all the efforts that went in, I'm going to change my mind and say, okay, go ahead. So what I'm saying here is, whatever your industry is, no matter how small you think you are, if your mother is selling akara or all of these things, I don't know why they sell akara on top of gutters in Nigeria, but you can rebrand that business, right? You can make it look beautiful. You can incorporate technology into it. You can even have a social media team just to sell that small thing other people are not taking serious. And so that is the shift I want us to start looking at. You got the skills. Can you make the skill marketable? Can you make it sustainable? Can you make it scalable? Can you make it impactful? And one of the last things I want us to look at, if you look at the picture right here, is I started by talking to us about the soil. The fact that wherever you are not growing because you are on the wrong soil. No matter how watered you are, you will never grow. And this is not an exclamation or a proclamation, but find the right soil for you, so that no matter how small the watering is, no matter how small the grace is, you can grow. And look at the roots. Reskill, operate, optimize, and thrive. That's how you get results. That's how you get results. So I call it the root framework for lasting results. You must stay rooted. The first is to reskill for relevance. Look at your industry. What are the new trends in your industry? Right now, the new trend is artificial intelligence. How can you incorporate AI into your job? If you are a graphics designer, how can you incorporate AI into your job? If you were designing for 50 persons before you were introduced to AI, how can you design now for 100, 200 persons and tell them, look, it used to take me 3 days to design. Now it can take me just today to give you your design. That's how you can reskill. Two, the second is roots. Operate with consistency, daily practice, and improvement. Look at your favorite skit makers, all the people that have been dancing that you go to watch on TikTok, now amassing millions of followers. Consistency. If the crazy people can do it, you that have the skills with all the certificates littered in your house and in your cupboards and posting it, or you're celebrating yourself with all that, no consistency, no practice, no improvement. Your roots, the O in your root is missing. Then the other one is optimize for sustainability. Look at, in that your industry, and this is for those of you that understand climate advocacy, entrepreneurship, and things that have to do with getting local solutions. I used to tell my friends in the technology space that the problem we have in the tech space in Africa is that we want to build products for Silicon Valley in the US. And because of that, we are not looking at local solutions. Look around you. There are things that need local solutions. You don't need to watch and see whatever is doing. There are people willing to pay. I'll give you an example. Do you know that many of you here are using your phones to recharge your lines? Like, what is it called? Yeah, to recharge your lines. MTN, Airtel, true of us. Are we still here? Hello?
True.
Good. But do you know that there are millions of Nigerians that do not have access to that technology? There are people in your village and mine who still prefer to walk to the nearest shop to buy those recharge cards. Now, what technology so far is in existence that can solve that kind of problem? Make it easier for people not to trek long distances, but to have access to call credits. And there are people every day, people are willing to sell. Up till date, I have not seen anything like Akara packaging. I haven't seen it because it's not in Silicon Valley. But people are buying this stuff every single day or morning in most Nigerian communities. I don't know how many countries are here, but I'm telling you from my lived experience. To find out, how do I optimize whatever I'm doing to be sustainable, to be scalable, and to actually have local solutions? And then the last one is thrive, T. And this is where I'm going to hit on every single one of you here. I want to beg you, please, if you're in your 20s especially, I don't want to say Gen Z, but if you're in your 20s, I beg you, this is not the time for you to become a motivational speaker. In the name of our Lord Jesus, please destroy that habit. Destroy it. Oh. Fix your life first before you motivate people. In your 20s, fix your life first before you motivate people. There is one guy, I love to watch his WhatsApp status, not because I don't have anything to do, but because I need to know the new audacity that he has discovered that day. This guy is I think less than 22 or thereabouts. And he wants to organize a class for married men who are finding it difficult in their families. I am not saying that he doesn't have the wisdom to. I'm only saying that in the context of your experience, before you command a crowd that can listen to you like that as a young person, you must be connected to mentorship that can help you prepare to meet that crowd. Everybody wants to, I don't want to work 9 to 5. Huh. Do you know that the first 9 to 5 job I had after my second degree that paid me well was the job that, changed my life. It's not a matter of you don't want to do 9 to 5. It's what kind of 9 to 5 are you looking for? And again, if you don't do 9 to 5, where are you going to learn the structure from? Where are you going to learn collaboration from? Where are you going to learn reportage from? Where are you going to learn responsibility from? And so you can't just wake up because you feel that you are filled with grace. You are the light of the world. Nobody can stop your shine. And so you move out there and start messing up. Check out, there are so many countries. I don't know if Nigeria is included. People are resigning in their numbers in serious political office because of something they did in their 20s. That thing they posted on social media, that thing they sent via email, that speech they made, whatever they did in their 20s without mentorship, they are paying for it right now. There is someone that won in the election in their country. You know that story. He had to resign because of what he did in his 20s. And so please, I beg you, even as smart as I was and still am in my undergraduate days, I was always volunteering, made friends with the professors, would sometimes hang out with them, ask questions, wanted to become what some of their graduate assistants ended up becoming, joining and working with one, all for free. I was learning the act of research, the act of speaking in public, the act of collaboration. And now most of those things are bearing fruit. I know how to speak when I'm with commissioners. I know how to speak when I think if you go through my profile, you'd see that I think 2 years ago, I was the only Nigerian fellow. I was invited to have a private dinner with the US Department of State. What's his name? Anthony Blinken. If I did not prepare myself, do the solid work, stay silent in a couple of months or years, learn from the best in the industries I was attracted to, I will not have the courage to even be here right now. And if I'm speaking out of the abundance of experience because I want you to be better. And so please, that last T is very, very important. Thrive through collaboration. Yes, you are the CEO of your industry, but we all know that CEO, Chief Executive Officer, mean that there are other executive officers and you are the chief. But guess what? Your own CEO, not only you. And even at that, you don't want to collaborate with people. In your school, in your church, wherever you are, you don't want to collaborate. You want people to see you as the lone and sole entrepreneur, the master of your life. You can't do it alone. Please, I beg you. If you are listening to me right now, look for an accountability partner, look for a mentor. And sometimes don't just send messages to people on WhatsApp or wherever and ask them, oh, please, sir, can you be my mentor? No, I will not be your mentor because even me, I'm looking for mentors. But here is how I go about looking for mentors. I attend their events, I buy their books, I contribute to what they are doing, I share in their mission and goal. I allow them to see that I'm interested in their growth. And lastly, let's talk about this. When was the last time
Sorry,
you
Mr.
went?
David, you have about
5 minutes.
5 minutes left, please.
Awesome. Let's talk about this. When was the last time you went for a birthday party and you went with a gift for the celebrant? When was the last time you went for a wedding and you went for a gift for the celebrant? When was the last time you went for an event, an anniversary, and you went for a gift for the celebrant? The celebrants in those events, I think, will always remember the people that came with gifts. And that is where I want to encourage us. Please, be different when you are searching for mentorship. Show your mentor that you have something to offer as well, that you want him or her to fill in the loopholes of your newly built experience. if you want favors from people, you must learn how to show those favors even in small things. Even in small things. And so that's the bigger picture. If we begin to craft a business, our economy grows stronger. And our economy would only grow stronger if the skills that we are building are actually being translated into growth using all the steps that I shared with you. That's real economic impact. For you to have a startup that employs 6 tailors and supplies school uniform is far better than having a startup, a tailor shop, with all the fantastic clothes and certificates, and yet no one wants to work with you, and yet you can't attract customers, and yet there is no growth. If we go through the ideas that I've shared with you in these few minutes, it is very clear that even the foundation of what we build in our world today have strong roots. The growth of every nation that you and I have experienced today have roots in good institutions, education, healthcare. If you look at the best and developed countries you can think of, the roots of their environment are so deep in these institutions. Think about it. Next time you want to go for the next skill, ask yourself, can I make this skill an institution? Can it outlive me? And if it can, then congratulations. You are one step closer to becoming that very seed that's going to grow into a massive wellspring of beautiful and amazing fruits. And congratulations again for those who would take all the steps they need to get to where they want to be using some of the tricks that I've shared with you today. So thank you very much. And it's been a pleasure to be here again.
Thank you so much. It's been a very interesting session. I've learned a lot. It's been a very great and interesting session. So we'll be taking just about 2 questions. Please, we are out of time. So please, does anybody have any question? Minimum of 2, maximum of 3, please. Any questions so we can move ahead? I'm assuming there are no questions. I can't see anyone.
Some hands are up, Blessing and Cecilia.
Okay, some hands are up. I can't see their hand. Okay, so all right, Cecilia, please go ahead. Cecilia, please ask your question.
Hello, Mr. David. Good evening. Thank you for that wonderful session. It was very interesting and very insightful. Please, I'm sorry, my question will deviate a bit from what you taught tonight. From your profile, I noticed that your first degree was in philosophy. However, you are now in data analysis, you are now in tech and that field. So I want to ask, how were you able to migrate from philosophy to this field? Is it because of the next degree that you did, like maybe a postgraduate degree, or was it training, or how were you able to navigate this new field such that you are now very, very efficient in the field, considering the fact that your foundation was not in that field?
My
I
first
don't know,
degree
please, did you
was,
get my question?
can you hear me?
Yes, did you get my question?
Yeah, I did. My first degree was in mechanical engineering, but I made a video recently and I wished I continued. I was one of those young persons. When you hear me speak about these things these days, it's because I've lived those experiences that said, oh, I'm tired of this. I want to follow my passion. That is how I ended up in the humanities. So, and after that, I discovered that the opportunities that were coming to me were not opportunities that were rooted in the humanities. they were still rooted in my first degree, like mechanical engineering. So for some reason, I had to go back, like take a U-turn into it. But I think what philosophy did for me is that it helped me to think critically, to have a plan for my life in a way that I wouldn't have if I didn't study it. And I think I made a video about this on my TikTok and on my YouTube, giving a little bit of details into movement from one field to the other. So yeah, that's just the little background to my journey, academic journey so far. But I don't think yeah, I hope this helped really. Was I able to answer your questions? I'm happy you could send me an email. I could go into, talk about it a little bit more, but that's it. Technology came, like I said, I stumbled into it, and now I'm doing a postgraduate with software engineering, and I'm really enjoying it so far.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Blessing, I used to want to ask you a question. I can't seem to
Right. Thank you
find
very
you
much.
anymore.
I am speaking already. Thank you very much, Mr. David. That was thought-provoking indeed. You mentioned something. You said we should look around us for local problems, problems needing local solutions to solve. It's not compulsory to build the next Silicon Valley. Now, in Africa, okay, let me not generalize. There's more like a general notation or saying that Nigerians love imitation. Oh, okay, let's use the Abasi for instance. When she did the largest jollof rice, people were coming up critic. Yeah, it's normal to have critics in life. People are coming up like, oh, Chinese, they are young kids, they are building machines, building this, building that, building this, and we're celebrating jollof rice. In African, it's only when you see a woman comes and starts selling akara in the next 2 days, a neighbor will start selling the same akara. This. Now, how do we actually balance this? Because to a large extent, complacency can be a norm if people are actually okay, yeah, we're actually solving problem, which is the norm. People might not really want to outgrow that level of their thinking that okay, how can I scale this to be better than just my mom frying akara, or how can I repackage this akara to be better? So how best can we bring a balance? Because it's more like a notion that okay, Africans, we are not really thinkers, we don't think deep, we're always doing things in a level that does not have a global effect around the world. So how best can this be can this notion be corrected, please? Thank you.
Let me start from you. What are you doing at the moment?
I am currently into agriculture.
Okay, do you have do you want to give me an example of something you've been thinking about?
Okay, for me, I'm thinking about beyond the rice and vegetable we plant. I'm thinking about processing and also exporting.
Okay, processing and exporting. Now, I want to use you as an example. If I were to create a balance between processing and creating in the local environment and what is going on out there, I think first and foremost, you know that a lot of farmers do not have access to mechanizations in the
Sure.
communities. So
Sure.
how about you start looking at where are these farmers coming from and look at the next generation? Because trust me, there are some people, there's no need for you to go do lectures. You can't change them, right? Anyone that says you must give birth like a Hebrew woman, it's not your job to change that person's mentality, especially if that's not your mission and call in life. But what you can do is actually to start using your platforms to tell people that, look, there is an alternative to doing these things. Would you want to keep maybe you ask questions like the people who have been in the farming, you ask the kids questions. Do you like how your parents have been in this business for years? What would you love to see improved, right? And you get to hear from the people. What we have done so far in the African ecosystem is that we replicate things that cannot scale in our environment. We try to replicate things that cannot scale in our environment because we ignore the local residents in those communities. So if you ever want to create balance to any problem you are trying to solve, please begin to have interactions with people. Don't go and sell recharge cards in an environment that nobody has a phone. Okay, you need to find out what do these people have, and this product or this solution I want to bring, can it really solve that problem? You need to look at solving a problem first and scaling it. Now, when you scale that problem, this is where you are different from others. When you scale the problem, or rather when you get the solution to the problem, you see so many people will now begin to, oh, I was always thinking about this. Now they have seen that it works. Everybody now wants to start selling the same thing that you're selling. So now when you see that people are now doing the things that are bringing a lot more solutions to the people, what do you need to do next? You go up a notch because you are the one that introduced them to that solution. Everyone now is doing it. So how do you get a notch? You understood the problem. You did ask the questions. So you have access to the solutions inside the solution. So now you are no longer selling recharge cards. You are now collaborating with people who are selling or who are importing smartphones. And so inside the business, you have added another level of solution to it, and you keep adding and adding. Think about it that way anytime you look at creating a balance.
Thank you very much. That was well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. David. It's been a very beautiful session. So, Dr. Casey will be taking over from here on.
Thank you very much.
Hello, David. Let me start by apologizing that you can't see my fine face as I'm seeing yours. I have a problem with my camera, but as always, it's always nice to have you. Thank you for spending the time. I know how busy you are, and you didn't even take a second to accept to be a speaker, and you've done great justice to the topic. Could we have
Dr.
David's
Casey,
award?
sorry, your voice is a bit low.
Okay, can you hear me now?
It could be louder, please.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you.
I'm screaming. Hope my neighbors
That's
don't
good.
come for me. So David, thank you very much for once more accepting our invitation. It's always a privilege to have you, right? I think this is not the first time we are inviting you and you showed up. Thank you very much. So this is a token of appreciation from all of us at Dekemp, and we look forward to, of course, inviting you again, right? I think we'll be able to get your presentation slide. I will let Ethelbert reach out to you for that. Or I can directly share my email. You can forward it to me. Thank you very, very much.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for listening. And again, I apologize. I came late. I used the wrong link for the meeting, and I'm glad I was able to have that chat with you, Doctor. And for everyone, please connect with me again if you want. And thanks for listening, and to everyone's success.
Thank you so much, Mr. David. Thank you. It's been a great honor to hear you speak today. Thank you so much to every campus that has joined the program for today. Tomorrow is another day. Please let's move to the slide for tomorrow's session, please. Tomorrow is another day, and tomorrow we'll be having Mr. Ahmed Kayode Alabi speaking to us on the topic, the ethics of enterprise, building bold ideas into institution. And I cannot wait to see you all again. Have a wonderful night. Till we all win, we are a work in progress. Good night, everyone, and thank you.
Yes, Lola, just quickly, the link is shared. Please make sure that you sign in. Make sure you sign the link before you leave. Okay, Lola, could you stay in the call for the next 5 minutes?
All right, Doc. No
After
problem.
which we would stop the link from accepting new registrations.
Okay.